Good morning. Here we are. We're here. Thank you guys all for joining me this morning. Thank you for watching. I'm Julie. Welcome to my live. Welcome to my life. I don't normally do something like this, so you'll have to bear with me because I'm a little bit nervous. I like being edited. I like filming something with a script and then editing it how I like it and then posting it and then not being self-conscious. But here we are. Cheers. I have a coffee. I'm ready to chat. It's so good to see you. I'm just so happy you're here. I'm so happy I'm not alone. I was so worried I would be alone. Oh my gosh. Hi, welcome, welcome. Okay, I just want to start off really quick. Welcome to my home, my new home. For those of you that don't know, I moved in October of last year, and we'll get into that. But yeah, this is a setup. I am back in Toronto. If you didn't know, I was in LA for a month. That was a wild adventure. Basically, I went down because why did I go? Okay, three prong approach. So one, probably the most important one was last year was really challenging for me on an emotional level. I was very burnt out. I have another YouTube channel that I built with friends of mine called Pulp Comedy. And that was a new adventure that we had so much fun creating. It's on YouTube right now. It's so great. I love it so much. But that on top of doing film and TV work, I was in a couple movies, and I was in the show I'm on called Run the Burbs, which is coming to the States very soon. So excited. Anyway, long story long, I was very burnt out. It was a hard year. My brand new puppy passed away, which was, still can't talk about it. I can say that much, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore because it's like compartmentalized in a little broken place in my heart. We moved into this house, which was, it's a fixer-upper. It's every day is a project. Basically, it's an over 100-year-old home, and so there was a lot of work to be done. Oh my God, this is so long. And I found out I was pregnant. Also, if you don't know, this is what's sitting below the old camera. So I spoke to my husband, and I was like, I think I just need to go do something for myself, be a little bit independent, just do some soul searching. And so I went to LA for a month in February. That was one of the prongs. The other prong is I have my work visa. I'm required to go once a year. And the third prong was, I wanted to work. I wanted to try auditioning and writing and hanging out with like other really cool people, which I did. I also went because I was thinking like, maybe, do I ever want to live there? Like, do I want to move there? Turns out I don't. I don't want to spend any longer than a month there ever again. It's a city. Weather is beautiful. A lot of pros. Weather, great hikes. They have Trader Joe's. And that's about it. It's just not for me. I love a walking city. I love one that's a little bit, got a little more. What am I trying to say? Toronto is my vibe. Toronto, New York, kind of like more tightly packed metropolises are more my vibe, I think. Anyway, so I came back here relieved, mostly because of the universal healthcare that is in Canada, because I was worried I was going to accidentally have the baby there. And boy, oh boy, that would be expensive. Okay, so I was in LA. It was very productive. It was wonderful. I had lots of cool meetings with like cool people. And by that, I'm not trying to be cryptic. I just mean like production companies. And I met with, nothing's going to come out of it, but it was just so cool. I met with like these people at Netflix. So I got to go to the Netflix building, and it's so cool. Okay, so when you go to the Netflix building, you need an invite. Like, you don't get to just go. There's like high tech security. So you go in, you have to show your ID. You have to be like, I have a meeting with this person. This is my name. This is my date of birth. Maybe you don't need the date of birth. I just added that in for, effect. Then you park, valet parking, right? And then you walk in the main doors, there's a big Netflix logo, and then just a wall of Emmys. And everywhere in the lobby is like memorabilia from famous Netflix shows. So like Eleven's like outfit or like a statue of her from Stranger Things is just in the lobby. And then like a Squid Game outfit. And like, it's just so cool. And then I got there and they were like, "Do you want anything to drink?" And of course, whenever you go to like a fancy office, always say yes because they always have the best drinks. And sure enough, they had this like yuzu drink. I was there for like 15 minutes and I was like, "Yeah, do you have any snacks as well?" They've got popcorn, of course. I'll get to the comments. Sorry. I know you guys are all commenting and I promise I'm not going to like just talk about myself this whole time. Yes, I am, but I will answer some of your questions. So, all that to say, LA was wonderful. There's so many great opportunities in that city. There's so many wonderful people that work there. Um, and I learned a lot and I feel better. And now I'm back home in Toronto and we're excited to start making videos again. Oh my God. I have had so many ideas. That's kind of part of what I want to do today is I want to organize all my video ideas with you. And I also just want to show kind of like how I make videos, like how I kind of create the idea and write. I thought maybe that could be interesting. Cool. So I'm just going to look at the comments because you guys are so active. Yeah, thanks for all the comments on my hair. I did it really fast before coming on here. Thank you, Space Penguin, who says congrats on 1 million subscribers. Thank you so much. Hello from Cape Town. Whoa. I would love to go. That would be very cool. Thank you for everyone saying congratulations on the babe. Yeah, wild, eh? I was surprised. No, I wasn't. But it's a exciting, terrifying process. How is pregnancy going? Good. I'm enjoying it. The first part I hated. Wanted to wished it never happened. I think that's probably every person who goes through that first like chunk. And then now it's great. And then it will get more shit. I think is how it goes. It bookends, there's shit bookends, but it's good in the middle. And I'm in the middle part. So I only have wonderful things to say about it. Okay, Tim is asking, have you ever considered doing a tour with your skits? Tim, that's a great question. I haven't. So live shows to me are very daunting. And part of why I haven't taken it seriously and considered doing any sort of live show is purely out of fear, out of the fact that I lack the bravery to do so. But I will say in December, a couple other Toronto creators, they make a lot of TikTok content, invited me to be part of this kind of like improv troupe. And we did a live show, and it would have been my first one in years because I used to do a lot of live improv. And it was so fun. I was so rusty. Like, I just like kind of like fell into bad habits and like wasn't thinking on my toes because it's a muscle that you really have to keep sharp. But I loved it. And so, sorry, I got the burps like 24/7. Okay, that's the last one. Yeah, so we did that show and I was like, I can do this. Oh my God, I have built up live performing to be this terrifying, daunting thing. I could totally do this. So I don't know. I mean, it is a dream of mine. You know what's a real dream is like stand-up comedy. That's spooky. That's scary because you just have to fail. You know you're gonna fail right off the top. So I just gotta be brave. I gotta be braver. Maybe that'll be my new thing. It's like I'll have this spawn, this replica of me, tiny baby, and then I will do something brave. I feel like we're all obligated to do something brave at some point once a year. So thank you. I'd say keep pressuring me. I'd say hold me accountable to saying that right now. Oh, you guys are so cute about the baby. Dickie's asking is it half Samoan, half Icelandic? That's a deep cut. I really appreciate that. That's from an old video. I couldn't even tell you which one. Years ago, it must be. Were we talking about having kids? I still kind of wish it was half Samoan, half Icelandic, but those aren't in the cards. Oh, PB with Jay says, no reason to live in LA. Toronto is lovely. We love having you. I love being here, dude. If you guys haven't visited Toronto, it's a vibe. It's a great, I'd say come in the summer because you're going to enjoy it more. Personally, me, I realized I actually love seasons. Like even being in LA, again, don't get me wrong. The sun, gorgeous. The hikes, gorgeous. The fact that I didn't need a coat half the days, even though literally all LAers are like in puffy jackets and I was wearing a t-shirt. But I do love the snow. And I love skating and I love snowboarding and that's all fun stuff too. Steven says some of his acting friends live in San Diego, but work in LA. That's interesting. I could see that being more popular now because more auditions are just via tape, like you don't actually have to go in. I did not see Vin Diesel. Thank you for reminding me. Is she using the TikTok super beauty filter? Stop. Are you flirting with me? Like, cause I'm already knocked up. Like there's nothing, you can't wiggle your way in here. It's pretty set in stone at this point. You guys are way too kind. Okay, I should go to more live comments here. Did I meet any celebrities? I saw a few. A bunch of people that I was just like, oh my God, you're in Handmaid's Tale. Oh my God, you're a New Girl. I was at lunch with, it doesn't matter who, but Woody Harrelson sat on the table beside us with like his whole team. Yeah, it was so sick. And I was like, the chick I was with was like being like, don't be so obvious. But I was ultra subtle. Because if he was right there, I would just be like, was that subtle? I feel like that was very subtle. I feel like I was super subtle. And I did that probably like 10 or 15 times. Do you know what I mean? So he has no idea. Also, that's what you get when you're famous. Like, you're going to get some looks. I also had lunch with Tom Bergeron, who, if that name doesn't ring a bell, his face sure will. He is the host of Hollywood Squares and Dancing with the Stars and America's Funniest Home Videos. Oh my God. And he is as beautifully pleasant and funny and wonderful and genuine in person as you expect. He's just so wonderful. We had the best time. I had so much fun chatting with him. I just really feel like he was like my dad away from dad. He was just rooting for me. Anyway, so those are my celebrity spottings. America, yeah, you guys know. Okay, Reem is asking how I know Chris Ramsey. Chris Ramsey is a YouTuber as well. He is a magician and he does those puzzle boxes. He's got these like really thick fingers with like tattoos all on them. You've probably seen them on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something. And he opens puzzle boxes. How did we meet? We met years ago at like YouTube used to hold these kind of camps. I think they still might, these like incubator camps where they get YouTube channels together that seem to have potential, we'll say, or seem like the creator is taking it quite seriously, is looking to make a career of it. So YouTube will pull these creators, bring them to a camp with a bunch of experts, keep them inspired, and just kind of like foster the next generation of YouTubers. And so I met him at one of those camps. We became fast friends because he's super cool, great beard, great sausage fingers. And yeah, and he's Canadian. So, and it was in New York. So it was just kind of cool to meet other Canadians there. Am I married to Ryan George? I am not married to Ryan George. If I could play any Marvel character, who would I play and why? I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty fatigued by Marvel right now. And I love the Marvel movies. I mean, I hate the Captain Marvel, Captain America. I hate all those storylines. I'm so done with those. Even honestly, the Black Widow. Like I liked the most recent movie, but I was like, man, I'm so fatigued by these like same characters. I'm not interested. Anyway, sorry to beef on something you probably enjoy, but I don't feel particularly inspired by Marvel. I think Shang-Chi was like kind of new and different and exciting. And definitely like the first half of that movie, I absolutely loved. The back half, I was like, is this is going off the rails a little bit. You're deviating from the theme that you set out with at the front. But I think a character like that would be cool. A character with I want to do lots of martial arts because clearly I am talented enough to do so. Um, yeah, I wonder what my power would be. It'd be cool to be in the Spider-Man movies, actually. Those are epic. Same with Guardians of the Galaxy. All those like periphery ones that kind of have their own style, I seem to be gravitating to just because I'm so done with the Avengers. Um, let's see what else. Julie, how did I turn to become an actor professionally? And did I have family support? I'm assuming is a question from Vishal. So I'm very lucky and privileged in that my family immediately knew that I was going to be an artist and that I needed to be an artist. I mean, when I was in high school, I did dabble with and I applied for different engineering programs. I thought that could be interesting and fun because I just really liked physics at the time. um, but ultimately, like I gravitated towards the arts and performing, and so I just told and my parents one thing was like, you just have to get a degree. You can pick whatever it is, you just have to get a degree, which I really do appreciate, and I know my parents worked very very hard to make sure that everyone in my family had an opportunity for education. And yeah, so I'm originally from Alberta, Canada, from Calgary, a little city called Calgary. And I moved to Toronto when I was 18 and I went to acting school. And so I had plenty of support. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine if I was butting heads with my parents on making a choice that felt so natural for me. So I'm very, very grateful to them for their support. And it's funny because I hear later now how, because there's been different stages of my career and my life, and there's been stages that had a lot of uncertainty, not a lot of money coming in, and but I always felt very confident and comfortable and secure, just because I knew I was on the right path. And I hear later now from my mom that there were some years she was pretty terrified. So it's interesting, but she kept it to herself and she stayed very supportive. And yeah, I'm very thankful. So I went to acting school, and then I'll make this an abridged version. Then I tried to become an actor, going the traditional route, which is usually that you get an agent, you start auditioning, you'll in front of casting directors. There's only a few casting directors in any given city, and the idea is that maybe you start booking small roles, maybe commercials. The casting directors get to know you a little bit better. Sorry, I'm burping. And then you get bigger roles, and then that's how you make a career as an actor. But for me, that didn't happen. I got an agent right out of school and didn't book a single role with him. And then I got a different agent. Well, I was dropped by him because, of course, I wasn't a moneymaker. Not for lack of trying. I knew I was good, or I had a belief that I could do it. Whether or not I was good is totally subjective. But then I got a different agent, like a bigger agency, thinking like, oh, he just didn't have enough clout. And that was even worse. I fell straight through the cracks. I ended up going out for auditions that I was not right for. And in that, I started the YouTube channel because I was just like sick of waiting around. I just wanted to make something and I wanted to get my voice out there. And I also wanted to practice because I was pretty broke. I had spent so much money on acting classes, and I was like, I can't keep going to these fucking acting classes and not booking stuff that pays for it. So I started, my husband and I, he was my boyfriend at the time, started the YouTube channel. So my career as a professional actor has kind of done like a bit of a detour, right? Because I got there eventually through YouTube. But now it's like, I'm just so thankful for that path. I didn't work as an actor for 7 years. And now it's like, I am working as an actor, but I've also got this amazing YouTube thing that I built that I love so much that I just get to create shit on my own, whatever I want to make. So there's a freedom there, and like, I don't know, like, again, a sense of security of like, no, I can do this on my own. I don't need yes men. I don't need the gatekeepers to approve of me. Those casting directors that didn't think that I was good enough or that I had a place in the industry. And so, yeah, that's it. It went an interesting route, and I never could have prepared for it, but I'm really proud of it. And I'm proud that I stuck with it, because I did believe in my heart that I could somehow do it. And I just needed to convince other people. That's all it was. I was like, I'm good. What are you guys not seeing? I have something to say. So in that way, I'm very, very thankful to YouTube and online creation, because yeah. Anyway, okay. That was a long story. Okay. Oh goodness, I'm losing my space. When did I get married? I got married in 2019. How's my cleanse going? Another deep cut from Johnny. That is a video that we made all about how much I hate cleanses. Actually, that might be a good segue. If you guys don't mind, are you interested in hearing? Because I have, when I was in LA, I came up with a bunch of ideas for videos, and I was kind of gonna like organize them today. Is that of interest? I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. Why am I asking you? So basically, how I come up with sketches is I will have an inkling of an idea, something, an element of something funny. Let's see. And I usually write it in my notes app. So I'll open it right now. It's in one place. It's called Sketch Ideas. Okay, here we go. Guy who brandishes his sword too early. That's nothing on the surface, but we were watching The Mummy, Brendan Fraser's masterpiece. Arguably should have been Best Picture. And there's a scene where these like guys, these like mercenaries are in a boat, and they have to go across the lake to attack Brendan Fraser's crew, and they're like talking about how they're doing it, and they're like, yeah. And they're like, let's go. And then one guy like takes out his sword. And I was watching that, and I was like, but now he's got to go fucking across the lake. Like you're not there yet. Well, you've taken out your sword. You're going to look like an idiot. You got a half-hour journey ahead of you. That's how that idea stemmed. So what'll happen is I will have that tiny little sliver of an idea when I'm watching something, when I'm people watching, when I'm trying to order coffee, and that will happen. So okay, I'm going to move you around. Actually, I'm going to take my headphones out too. Can you still hear me if I do that? Can you hear me? Somebody say if they can hear me. Yes. Okay, good. Okay. It's super sunny. So where are we? I'm like a teacher. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I wrote it down. Where are my stickies? So I usually have 4 categories. I have idea. That's not going to work. Idea. Okay. Then I have script started. They're all in here because I took them off a wall. Script completed. And then, where is it? The last one. I do 4 categories. Okay. These are all my video ideas. So these are all those things that I write in my phone, right? Those little like slivers of ideas. So the first one starts with idea. Okay. You see that? You can't really, can you? That's the category though. So what will go under here is all that stuff that I write in my phone. So I actually have, where's a guy that brandishes? Okay. Brandishes sword too early. I already wrote it down. Okay, so this script, this idea, I've not even fleshed out. I watched The Mummy and I went, that's funny. And so now I've got this idea. So it goes in the idea category, right? I've got a few other ones. I've got one called three-word, three-syllable chants. That's okay. So this stemmed from Americans. I mean, I'm sure we do it all around the world, but I feel like Americans really love their three-syllable chants, like USA and count the votes and stop the count. You know. So I was like, that's something. Anyway, it's just an idea. I've not done anything about that. And then this one says something about grief. I don't know. I was like processing the death of my dog, so maybe that'll turn into a video, maybe not. But those are all ideas. There's nothing more to them other than what I have just told you. The next stage is script started. So what I will do when it's time to sit and make a video is I'll pick one. And it doesn't have to be one I'm particularly inspired by. I just have to pick one and start writing it. And so a good example of one I did with that, I had a video called LA Driver's Ed. This is obviously while I was in LA, because LA driving is fucked. It sucks. They're terrible drivers. It's very dangerous. So I was like, I want to write that sketch. Started writing it. So it exists in the script started area. It's never progressed farther than that because there's not much to it. Like it's too niche. It's very specific. It was like very applicable while I was there. And then like in hindsight, as I'm reading it, I was just like, oh, I don't know. And not funny. So it'll probably live there forever. There are some videos, like I got this, like a Gen Z one. There are some videos that'll probably just live in the script started area forever. Then we have script completed. So sometimes I'll start a script one day and go, it's not really going anywhere, but it's not dead. So then I'll pick it up another day and I'll see if I can finish it. And oftentimes I can. Oftentimes I'll look at it a second time and go, oh, no, it can't go that way. That's so stupid. It should be these characters, or it should be a boardroom situation or something. So this is the script completed section. We actually have a lot. I wrote one about bread knives. That's going to be funny. So all these videos that are done, these are done. I don't want to tell you all the names. You can probably read them, but this one's done. Let's see. This one's done. This one's done. Oh my God, Julie, were you productive or what? This one's done. Whoa. Dang. Okay. That's a great place to be. I have never had this many scripts done in my life. It's a great place to be in. The last part of my process is working with, I call it my team. It's not my team. It's Sam, my husband, who films the stuff, and then Alexa, who is ultimate help. She is there on film days. She's the production assistant. She helps me with my like day-to-day work. She's incredible. I guess she's more of an executive assistant, but I don't even like to call her that because she does so much other stuff. We book the film days. So this is just when we decide when we're going to film and where we will put that video in the calendar. And there's 2 there. Ta-da! So normally I have that all on a corkboard, but because we're in a new place, I don't have the corkboard up. So here, let me take a seat with you and I'll look at some questions. Maybe I'll put the headphones back in because I feel like the audio was better. Meh, maybe not. Okay, sorry, there's so many questions. Da-da-da. Me out of breath. I'm literally out of breath. Okay, we love a good chant. Yes, great, awesome. Thank you so much, MVD. I appreciate it. They say, I love the logic behind the hilarity. I have learned that you have to really be quite routined about this. Like even Ryan George or Anna Kenna or other kind of comedy creators are surprisingly organized, because in order to create content at the rate that YouTube requires, we we have to stay quite organized and stay kind of on top of things. So appreciate you saying that. Um, Vlad said this is like a school lesson. Will she give us homework? I mean, maybe. You want to come up with videos? Uh, Joe says, what was it like to blow up during COVID? It was a dream come true. I mean, any YouTuber, any creator totally dreams of their stuff taking off at any point. It was a little different during COVID because, there's a lot of stuff that I probably would have done in person, whether it had been interviews or opportunities, I don't know, in person. Um, but yeah, it was okay. It was amazing. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm worried that my video is pausing. Um, I love the teacher vibe. Do I have any bucket list items I would care to share? Says Stefan. I really want to ride a horse at a full gallop. That's one. I'd really like to go to Nepal. That's two. I'd love to learn another language, like proper learn. That's three. Marylanders are pretty bad too. Joshua says at driving. I'm assuming you're talking about. Yeah, this was like another level. Like everybody's car, it was either like a Porsche or more expensive, right? Or it was like something so dinged up. Like nobody just had like a nice Toyota, like a functional vehicle that didn't have so many fucking dings in the bumper. Like the amount of accidents that people were getting. I saw accidents. It was absolutely ludicrous. Ryan suggesting maybe rebrand as Metropolis Driver's Ed. That's not a bad idea. Although it was a whole nother like people don't use turn signals there, which you could argue that of any major city, I guess, but it was like particularly bad there. The speeds of which people were driving was terrifying on like regular side streets where there are clearly pedestrians and like school children. What's my Arjun is asking, what's my favorite video that I've made? I don't know. It switches. There are videos that I'm really proud of, like the one adult braces that is like a fun, stupid rap video that we just like overproduce the shit out of. A lot of I think now you know what it is? It's the Mandela effect one. I love that video. Again, that was like one that lived in my phone for a long time, and then I made it, and then Sweden tourism actually changed their website to be like the fishycoldplace.com for like a couple weeks. That was pretty sick. Do you ever start rehearsing or filming a script and realize it needs to go back? Rarely. This is Stephen Abbott asking. Rarely. Usually by the time it gets to the script stage and we're like figuring out what the shots are, we kind of know that it's gonna work, or we're committed to it at least. There's only been one time where I filmed a full video, watched it in hindsight, and went, "No, we're not posting this." And I'm glad we didn't, because it wasn't good. It was really lazy. I had written it and filmed it myself, and it was like kind of a Hail Mary pass of like, I gotta get content out this week. But it wasn't good. I'm like kind of mad at myself. It was all about global warming, but it was so obvious and not funny and very like, not virtue signaling is not the right word, but almost like very soapboxy. Like, this is what you should be doing, which is just so not a brand of comedy that anybody wants to see. So that one went in the vault and doesn't exist anymore. How did I get my role for What We Do in the Shadows? Any chance of a return? No chance of a return, because I just had one line. I had one word, actually. I auditioned for it. Because they film it here just outside of Toronto, but their studio's in Toronto, actually. And yeah, It films here. A lot of American shows film here. Last of Us films in Calgary, where I'm from. A lot of Marvel shows film in Vancouver. Ton of like shows that you think are New York or Chicago are usually filming in Toronto. So yeah, that was really cool. Um, is Mira Julie getting a Mira kid? I haven't worked out the details. I feel like the Mira can't be responsible. I feel like that's like a defeat. She's got to be this like free being that's not tied to any sort of responsibility. So I don't know. Uh, Mabel is saying, "What are you talking about? There was no Mandela effect video." I literally almost believed that for a second. I was almost like, "What? Have I been thinking?" Good. That's a good joke. I like that a lot. One of my favorites is Mir and Teriyaki. Thank you. Love that one too. Um, Thank you, Jeremiah. I want you to have a wonderful day. Thank you for the life distracting content. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Um, Somebody's asking how my friend Gina is doing. We make good videos together. She's great. She's great. She's coming over later today. We're such good friends. Yeah, she's just fucking killing it. I think she was on she just booked a show and I think she just filmed it. I bet you I can't say what it is though. Oh shit. You'll have to keep a look on her IMDb so you can keep watching for the next thing she's in. Um oh Rose says I just want to chime in and say your eyebrows look especially great today. Thank you. What aspect of your work do you enjoy more, acting or writing? Hmm. I think when it comes to the YouTube channel, I probably enjoy writing more because I think writing with the intention of making people laugh is the best thing in the world, and so fun and so silly. When it comes to like traditional film and TV, I think I like acting because um, I like the team effort of it. Because okay, I'm sure you guys have put this together, but when I'm acting with myself, I am acting. When I'm acting with myself, it's two Julies on screen. It's fine. It's sort of fun. It's fun, but there's no feedback. It's not like there's bloopers. Like I'm not laughing at myself. There's nobody across the room, right? So that aspect of it makes me think, it's not the most fun acting. I do really enjoy it, but when I go on a show to act and you're around like a big group of people and you're working opposite other actors and you're trying to make them laugh, that is a whole other can of worms. So I love them both equally, but they're different depending on the circumstance. There's a question there that I thought was interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Somebody's saying you were in The Voice. I was, and I was cut. Yeah, I had like a anchor role. I was interviewing Starlight, and just that whole scene was cut. That's the way it goes. Them's the breaks. Would I say I'm more introverted or extroverted? Hi, Court. Thanks for watching. I would say that I'm probably more extroverted. I would say I get energy from, I think that's the definition. Like, how do you recharge? Is it like through other people or is it just yourself? I would say it's through other people. There's a balance though. Like, I think it's probably a spectrum, and I'm definitely like when I was in LA alone for a month. I have a lot of friends there, but I was like, oh man, I miss my people. Like I have a really beautiful little family here in Toronto, and my best friend Gina, who we just talked about, she lives a walk away, and my other best friend Jill lives really close, and it's just like a little family here, and I think I do get a lot of energy and like can recharge through them. Yeah, rather than I really got a little bit lonely in Los Angeles. Thank you for that question. NM Mindstorm. I really like your collab a while ago with Ryan George. You both have a very fun style that parodies everyday life. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. I love Ryan George. I admire him so much. I love his comedy. I'm so excited and optimistic for where his career was gonna go because he could do anything he wants. Like, if he wanted to write in film and TV, or if he wanted to make, like, the next I Think You Should Leave, which is a sketch show on Netflix, you gotta watch it, it's so funny. He could. Like, this man is this talented. He can play all the different roles. He can write, he can produce, he can edit. It's just cool to see and cool to watch. I find him very inspiring, and I love his content. So there, he's great. Um, Stephen Lebo is saying, was the actress who plays Starlight nice? Yeah, of course. Everyone's so nice. You would be shocked. Like, I know that, and maybe it's because we all look for it. Like, I know that sometimes celebrities or like big stars on shows get a bad rap for being divas. But what people I think maybe don't factor in is how desperately hard their job is. Um, so usually, for the most part, those stars are very exhausted, and they're just trying to do their job, and they're trying to do it the best they can. They have a lot of pressure. And when I've met like people like on What We Do in the Shadows or on The Boys, like some of the leads, like everyone's just so generous, but it's also important that you give them their space. Because if you can imagine, like, they're working 16-hour days, having to memorize a ridiculous amount of stuff. They're constantly having people in their face, doing makeup, doing hair, changing their clothes, fixing their boobs. Like, there's no sense of any sort of autonomy. It's just like you step on set and you like belong to the production, and people can come up and do kind of whatever they want with you. Which is not much to complain about because really it is a dream job, but it is something that I think people don't necessarily factor in. That it's a very difficult job and can be like mentally very challenging. And then on top of all that, stars of shows have to be like the cheerleader, and they have to be like the energy for the crew. And like I was lead on my very first feature film last year. And I think it'll come out actually this spring or summer, but I was yeah, I was pretty floored by how much energy went into being team captain. Like, knowing everybody's names and making sure I was spending time like talking to people, making sure people felt that I really valued them and their role in the movie. And then even like day players, like when actors would come in just for one day, like making sure they felt comfortable because I know they're going to do a better job if they feel like they're appreciated. And so, but that weighs on you and that adds up. And of course, that was only like a 3-week shoot for that movie. I couldn't imagine if you were shooting for 4 months and had that kind of pressure and that just that kind of exhaustion. So, long story long, yes, the woman who plays Starlight was very kind and very nice and very generous, as have all the like stars or leads that I have ever worked with. And I think it's just knowing the job and understanding that um, they're not there to be your best friend. They're working and they're probably very tired. Um, have I cut Roll the Bro says, have I caught myself becoming more of a diva? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe other people think so, but I no. I think that I have learned. Okay, here's an example. I have learned to take up more space and have more of a voice. And I think that is important for many, many reasons. One being I was on a production where I was required to cry, have a bit of a breakdown. And I can struggle with that. I can struggle with getting like emotional on camera. It's kind of like a very foreign thing that you have to be like really brave in order to do. And you have to feel quite confident and comfortable. And I just remember like past Julie, younger Julie, probably would have just forced her way through it, would have come up with a pretty poor performance and not wanting to like step on any toes or ask to take time or whatever. But this Julie, and this was last year, I was like,
I need time. Like we were rushing, we were late, there were so many people, everyone was talking. And so I told the director, like, this type of thing is like a little bit challenging for me. So if you can get the crew just kind of quiet and a little bit reverent, like if we can change the vibe in here, because it was like end of the day and everyone was very ready to go, ready to go home, very talky. And so I just asked, and I think that like sometimes I asked for that, and then I asked if I can take a few minutes by myself, like right before the scene. And I think those types of things can possibly be interpreted as diva moves, but also, I think the average person would look at that and go, "Oh no, Julie wants the best for the production. She wants the best out of herself for a performance, so she knows what she needs." I would hope people would think that, but I'm pretty proud that I've like grown to the point where I know to ask that and I'm brave enough to ask that. Um, has someone asked about your post-it notes? Because I swear oh, Corvus, you must have just gotten here. I did a whole thing on the post-it notes. You're gonna have to go back. We're not we're not pulling that up again. um, oh my gosh, thank you all so much for oh yeah, Stefan answered. Thank you. Um, Dr. B says, "Hey Julie, are you going to be in a movie?" Yep. The ones that I acted in last year are all like kind of TV movies, so nothing that's going to have like a theater release. Um, but I did make my own movie last year, and right now it's just where I'm trying to get it into festival circuits. So we'll see if anything happens there. But it's pretty cute. What is my opinion? This is from Justin on using sex cells as a female creator in 2023. Do you ever use it on purpose because it's a game you have to play? This is a great question. Well, I think there's nothing wrong with sex cells. That might be controversial. I think it's a choice. I think if a female creator is in full knowledge and grasp of what she is creating and decides that that's the route that she wants to go, I think that's a very valid career choice. And I have no qualms with it. I think it's incredible, and I would never tear down another creator who was using their sexuality to make it. However, that being said, for me, um, I have chosen not to go that route, or attempt or tried to keep things as uh, and that's mainly because I have a really hard time when I am creating a piece of content and I'm spending a lot of time on the jokes and a lot of the writing and editing and producing, and then I post it and then somebody physically objectifies me because I feel like it undermines the whole foundation of what that piece of content is and what it is about. And it undermines my ability as a writer and my ability as a comedian. So it's kind of twofold in that I personally have chosen as a female creator to not go the route of using my sexuality in my content because I want my writing to be the star of the show. That being said, I do value and I really respect women or men or whoever is creating content who is using their sexuality to create their content, as long as it's a free choice, as long as it's an active, knowledgeable choice. And this has been my TED Talk. I'm still reading questions. I'm sorry I get so quiet while I'm reading. Nathan, is the mirror Julie pregnant too? I think she has to be. I don't think there's a way around it because I'm just gonna get so fucking fat. I'm gonna be fat as a whale, you guys. I'm gonna get huge. I didn't realize we've almost been talking for an hour. Oh, shit. Sorry. I mean, you can leave. You have agency. You don't have to watch this shit. I just was having so much fun. Um, okay. Steven saying submit to Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. They love taking first-time filmmakers. It is not my first time making a film. I have made several in the past. Um, this is great. Oh, Ray's asking how big. Can you stand up and show us? Yeah, this big. It's not that big. I'm only like halfway in, over. I'm 6 months in. I got 3 months left. No, 7 months in, because it's technically 10 months, right? 3 months left. And I am enjoying it. I'm nervous. Gosh, I feel all the feels, especially about making content about pregnancy, because I'm worried that's going to like alienate some people who are watching because they're going to be like, oh, now she's a mommy vlogger. Not that there's anything wrong with mommy vloggers. I just don't want people to think that like I'm only a one-trick pony and that my content is only a certain theme or type. But that's my own shit. I got to get over it because fact of the matter is like good comedy is always based on real life. And this is my real life of what I'm going through right now. So, sick. Yeah, due in June. Ooh, it's going to be hot. Oh my god, so many questions. Have I been very sick? Yeah, I was really, really sick for the first, I want to say like 16 weeks. So first 4 months, I was really sick. I was like, it's not like the movies. It's you throw up, and you don't feel better after you throw up. You could throw up again. There's just nothing in your stomach. Constantly in a state of motion sickness for me. Constantly feeling like I had the flu, like my joints. Sorry, I'm so burpy. It's the baby. Constantly feeling like I had the flu and my joints were like achy, like hurt to move. I was so tired. We went to Japan on a little vacation. I unfortunately spent a lot of time sleeping. Not a lot. Like we saw some shit. It was great. It was such a good trip, but I also was very sick, and so there were some full days where I just slept for the full day. So I was very sick. Any strange cravings? I wouldn't say strange. I like really cold things, very cold and sweet. So like A&W root beer. Mm, has to be cold, has to be fountain. Would love it in the mug, preference. Uh, or like a cool milkshake. Cold drinkables, I think, are my vibe right now. Hi from Italy, Antonio. Hi. I fucking love Italy, man. What an amazing place to be. Uh, when am I doing more collabs with Ryan? And can I suggest some others to work with? Absolutely, you can suggest other people to work with. Don't do it in this chat though, because this disappears. We're gonna be done in like 7 minutes. If you're still around, put them in the comment section. I'm asking you to do a lot of work. I just don't want to lose them. I'm gonna lose them here if you put them here. I probably won't be collabing with Ryan for a little bit, just because I am going to see him soon. We're going to see him in May, but just as a hangout. It's just because I got the nugget that's going to come out. I feel like I'm going to be hands full, you know. Hello to Portugal and Idaho. Oh, Italy or Greece. Don't make me choose. Don't make me choose. Fuck. Any place with good wine and good food, I'm here for. I've never been to Argentina. I think that's next on the list, actually. Sam and we've spent hardly any time in South America, and I dream of Argentina. Love of Malbec. I just love wine. I just love any fucking excuse to drink some wine. I don't know if you guys saw it. Like, obviously, many of you aren't Canadian, but the Canadian health report came out or something that says you're only supposed to have two drinks a week. They say no No amount of alcohol is recommended, can be recommended by the government, but they're encouraging a maximum of 2 drinks a week. I don't know why they had to go and do that. I don't I like, they're taking the fun out of everything now, you know what I mean? It says the woman who hasn't drank since the fall of last year. Um, yeah, I saw that, and I was like, "Man, Italians are gonna lose their fucking marbles." Oh, this is an interesting question. What have I done that has improved my funniness the most? Just lived life. Uh, Watching a lot of comedies is helpful. Learning different types of joke writing too. That you can have slapstick jokes, you can have physical jokes, you can have long burn jokes, you can have jokes that have irony in them. So the audience is the only one that kind of like knows that it's supposed to be funny. I think just like watching an array of comedy, finding out what you find funny, and then like kind of trying to replicate it. Like I'm not saying like steal jokes, but I'm saying like, oh, that premise like from Monty Python. I love that. That's so silly. Like the knight, let's say. You know the knight and he gets all his shit chopped off and he still is wanting to fight. Like that's such a funny scene. Knowing that you love that, maybe trying to say, okay, what is that type of humor? What's so funny about it to me? And then see if you can like build a sketch or a scene or a joke around that with that type of formula. I think is the helpful part of it. Being a little bit more like I'm at school than, um, yeah. Okay. A brand sponsored childbirth video. This is from Shift Shift. Could you imagine? No, I'm not gonna film my fucking childbirth. It's gonna be a mess. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna say something inappropriate and many things I regret. And then also, I hope it goes well because sometimes they don't. And I think that we take that for granted a little bit. The longer I'm in the process, the more I'm like, wow, shit, a lot of things can go wrong. It is still a very dangerous activity, even though we have so many medical advances and like science is amazing and hospitals are amazing and caregivers, but it's still like a pretty big endeavor. So I'm not fucking filming it. Um, oh, get sponsored by a company for making condoms. That's so good. Why haven't they reached out? That's so funny. I should be the face of Magnum condoms. Like in this situation, I mean, not in everyday life. That's funny. I hope they are watching this right now. Sorry, that's my alarm for me to do my pelvic floor exercises. You know, you don't want to have a loose pelvic floor when it comes to having a baby. Let me tell you. Oh, um, I guess we'll go for 2 more. We'll just go for an hour, and then I'll let you guys go back to your day. Um, Eris Janoscan. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Says, "How do I feel about my body transforming? I think it's the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so cool. It's on autopilot, man. I got no control of the whole scenario. It's really cool." Um, you say everything's gonna be great, Julie. Don't worry about anything. You don't know that, but thank you. I appreciate all positive vibes, please. Positive vibes from everybody. Um, do I have a favorite female comedian or comedy actress? Um, yeah, all of them. I mean, I like Catherine O'Hara, and I like Amy Poehler, and I like Kristen Wiig, and I like Maya Rudolph, and I like yeah. There's a lot of kind of amazing people that I just look up to and want to emulate and kind of create my life in the way that they did. Um, yeah, I think too. I usually pick women like that because I see them as being like they somehow balance like being like family oriented, but also like managing their own careers, which I think is ultimately what I want to do. Um, Leslie Mann, who is so good. I just watched. She's married to Judd Apatow, and I just watched her in This Is 40 again, which isn't my favorite Judd Apatow movie, but she's so good in it. She's so funny. Taylor Tomlinson is great. Yeah. Um, the baby does kick. Yeah. What are my hobbies? A lot of golf. A lot of golf. Play guitar. I love cooking. Um, that's about it. uh, have I been to Asia? I have. Yes, I have been to Vietnam and I have been to Japan. That's it though. What is my favorite book? That's too hard. Probably the latest one I'm reading. I don't go back and read books, so it's hard to say. Um, what kind of guitar do you have? I have two. I have an acoustic. It's just a Yamaha. It was the first one I got, and it's lovely. It's an Old Faithful. Her name is Virginia. And then I have a little Telecaster, like a very old school. I think it's like maple with like the black pick guard, and her name is Diane. So, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been incredibly enjoyable, more so than I ever thought. I really appreciate you all. We got a brand new video coming out next week with Anna Canna. It's a good little collab. We filmed it in LA. It's very silly. I think you guys will enjoy it. But yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your day and your week. And I love you so much. And yeah, I'll fucking see you next week. Not in this capacity with like with a video, but okay, bye.